Om Namah Shivaya. We're speaking in the previous satsanga about learning to think rightly, how to use your intellect in the right way, yes, and rightly, to use properly your intellect. So we're speaking about removing the identification between the real I and mind and body, mind/body. And not about how to turn the world into a real paradise. So you cannot turn the world into a real paradise, but you can remove your identification with your mind and your body. This is a good solution. Some people want to change the world. They are called lunatics. You cannot change the world. You cannot even change a country. Some people say, hey, but you are negative. Look at you. You don't want to change. You are telling that we cannot change. You are negative. No, I'm positive. Negative is to think that you can change. This is negative. You can tell me why. What is this? It's positive because I'm waking you up. When you have the idea that you can do, you can change, you are negative. Because at the end you will suffer when you crash into the reality. It's negative. The idea that man can do, can change at will everything, this is negative idea. Abandon this idea. You cannot. This means that you will do nothing? No, I'm not meaning that. You continue to do action, but you cannot change at will yourself, or you cannot change at will people around. You cannot change yourself. Imagine people, countries. A politician promised will change. Now, with me, it will be different. No. You see history. Most changes are coincidence, karma, but not people. But this idea of doing is negative. Abandon the idea of doing. It will be at the end bad for you. It's negative. Apparently, to do, yes, it's like something positive. Oh, look at you, and now I have force. No, it's negative. It's negative because you become active. When you are active, you are on top of the hill. The only way for you is down. When you cannot do, you are passive. So you can climb the hill. Yes, you can climb it. You can learn how to do, how to change. But well, you have the illusion that you can do, you can change like you are with your level of being. It's negative. It's completely opposite to normal mindset of people. Completely opposite. But this is not if I can do nothing, I will do nothing. No, you continue to do actions, but you know that you do nothing. You do nothing. It's done by your body, by your mind, by karma, by the Lord, but you do nothing. For example, when I was in Aikido, I was learning how to fall, yes? How to fall, ukemi in Japanese, ukemi. How to fall to the ground. A slow learner, how is a slow disciple? So I needed a long time to learn how to fall. So every day, yes, I think now I'm falling better, yes, less pain. When you fall wrongly, you will know because you break your. It's a pain you cannot imagine. When you roll wrongly, it's a pain in your back, in your arm, it's terrible. I have serious problem with this. But slowly, other guys in 3 months, I delayed 6 months. Slowly, I couldn't. Why? I don't know. Why? Maybe because I wasn't very young at that time. I wasn't a teenager. I was a guy with some age. So rolling, I couldn't. At the end, I thought, well, this is impossible to me. It's impossible. All of a sudden, I started to roll like a champion. One day, all of a sudden, that's why you don't do The body does. The mind does. Karma does. The Lord does. The Lord can say, okay, this guy, look at this guy suffering 6 months. Okay, no. But you don't do. You think that you're advanced. No. All of a sudden, I remember that I rolled well for the first time, very well, yes, and I thought, what is this? The whole body synchronized and roll without pain, yes, tack. And roll again, yes, oh my God, yes, with the two arms. Look at this. I was so surprised at this. What happened all of a sudden? I thought, now I did it. What happened? I was standing up from my rolling, and one guy was rolling behind me and land with his ass on my back at full speed rolling. Almost broke my ribs. Didn't break, but my ribs touched. And I was like this 1 week with the bandage around. You cannot imagine. This was the price I paid for rolling. And a guy saw an accident, told another guy, sorry, it's an accident. But it's pain in my ribs, I can imagine. So, who did it? I did it? No. All of a sudden. It's the same with yoga. When you practice lotus posture, yes, with these exercises I gave you before, I have to make a video for you. I forget all the time because I don't want to show you my six pack or, this, and doing hatha yoga. So my muscles. So in yoga, the same. You practice and every day, better. Your leg is here at the beginning, yes? Practicing lotus posture and your leg is very high, and all of a sudden one day, down. Yes, what happened? So your legs are like this, yes? Oh, I cannot move down my legs, yes? All of a sudden, it's like this. So you don't do. Things happen. Things happen. All happen in your life. You realize that all happen. For example, now the sweet baby, my beautiful baby, is living in this hotel, yes? Happened. Maybe she planned to live with friends. She planned to live. No, happened. Next will happen some house for her. Happen again. Things happen. People come. I have a house where? Not where you want. No, where it happened. You understand? That all happens. Someone can tell you, I have a house where in front of, how is this place? Buckingham? No. In the outskirts of London. You see, well, it's like this, all like this. It's all like this. Happens. That's why nobody does anything. Forget about the idea that people are doing and some people are doing, changing. No. Only great beings can do this. You know a lot of great beings? No. A lot of great beings? No. They're hidden. They're hidden. A guy who can do at will and create something exactly like he wanted, well, this guy, you have to do an homage to him, yes, because some special great being to do something exactly like he wants. Completely exactly. Not some crap, yes, by coincidence. No, exactly. But in general, with people, all happens. Good thing happens, bad thing happens. And it's like this. And he moves like a robot there, like how is a robot? It's like a robot. It's guided all the time like this. It's bondage. It's not freedom. Freedom is the capacity to do something like you want. This is freedom. Not like a coincidence. The word was, is, and will always be a manifestation of his power. So you want to change the world, but you want to change the power of God. No. Sometimes it looks fine. Sometimes it looks bad. sometimes it's happy, sometimes it's dark. If you read human history, you will see that the world is always changing and changing, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. Let it be so then. This is the attitude of the yogi. It's very important. One swikara. You know what is swikara? Acceptance. Acceptance is very important. Aceptación in Spanish. How is in Portuguese, Lucas? Aceptação.
Aceitação.
I know something. So, because ción in Spanish is sao in Portuguese. So aceptación, aceptação. So acceptance, acceptance. So to accept is a very important quality in a yogi. To accept the word like the word is. It's very important. It's in order to remove a lot of negativity in you. Because the word can be a source of constant negativity. Because it's very ugly in general. Yes? Oh, look at Africa. Oh, look at Middle East. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at Ukraine. Oh, look at this. It can be a source of negativity. Acceptance. Let it be. The important thing here is your own state of consciousness in the middle of the world and not the state of the world itself. Because the world is good and bad all the time like this. You cannot have a perfect world. It's impossible. When you are able to realize that the self in you, this act of realization will set you free forever. When you are free forever, your perception of the world will change accordingly. Before self-realization, you thought it was the world. After self-realization, you see it as it really is. That is, as a display of his power. When you realize that the real I is completely independent and free from mind and physical body, you are also free for the time that realization lasts. For the time you can keep the realization that Shiva in you is free from mind and physical body, for that time you are free, like him. I will give you a simple example now. Imagine a huge ocean before you, samsara, yes, all this worldly existence. You know samsara, what is samsara? I lost my house, I need an apartment, samsara. I have a good job, samsara. I have problem with my wife, samsara. Oh, I want children, samsara. I want a better salary, samsara. Only samsara. It's not so important, but for you it's so important because you have the magnifying glass of identification. You have the lupa, in Spanish, lupa, of identification. So you see everything big, very important. Oh, I don't have a good salary, so important. When you remove this magnifying glass, this lupa from you, it's not so important. Samsara is like a cavity in a tooth. It's painful, it's crazy. Oh my God. Weak suffering with the pain in your tooth, it's toothache. When you go to the dentist remove the tooth or remove the cavity, depends on the situation, it's very serious or not. And when you see the cavity, it's very little, insignificant. What is this little thing inside your tooth? But it's a scandal in you. Create a scandal. Yes? The same samsara. It's a scandal, samsara. It's a noise, it's a buzz. Tremendous, but it's nothing. Do you understand this? It's nothing. For example, the World Cup Argentina won, yes, million people. Argentina, Argentina, with a cup, kissing the cup, the cup. It's nothing. What do I mean? There is nothing there. So imagine the cup is with Brazil now, not with Argentina. So what's the difference? You understand me? To Shiba, what's the difference? Okay, not to Brazil, to France. Okay, to France. So, oh, but I'm Argentinian. Yes, but this is my craziness. This is Samsara in me. I'm Argentina, I won the cup. You understand? This is Samsara. When you identify with the body and mind, so Samsara appears. And it's important. When you are in him, it's the same. Go, the cup can go everywhere. You don't care. What's the difference? Okay, 1 million people in Brazil celebrating, 1 million people in France. What's the difference? Okay, they are happy. Good for them. But you continue your life. It doesn't change your life. It's not that now you are richer, you are better. So samsara is like this. It's a fuss. It's a fuss. It's all a noise. It's all a scandal. Yes, but it's nothing. There is nothing there. You see, World War II, yes? Tremendous scandal. More than 60 million people died, or 80 million, nobody knows. Tremendous problem. Horror, beyond imagination. Now you ask a teenager now, you know World War II? World War II, yes, World War II. At what time World War II? I don't know, maybe 1960, 1970, no, 1939 to 1945. I didn't know. It's like this. At that time, oh my God, World War II, look at that. All people occupied with World War II, killing each other. Now it's like, well, it's very old, forget it. Yes, this is samsara. Samsara is like this. It's very ungrateful samsara. That's why you are in samsara all the time, you will suffer a lot. It's ungrateful. What is great now, tomorrow is nothing. You see these stars now, these celebrities. Yes, tomorrow they will be old and ugly and nobody will want them. Not even for free, nothing. Who are you? Oh, the beautiful woman 20 years ago. Nobody cares about you now. You are ugly. This is samsara. It's very ungrateful. It's very ungrateful. You understand me? Okay, people like me all the time beautiful don't suffer like this. But people becoming ugly with old age, they suffer a lot. You understand? Because old age, samsara, they are ugly at the end, except me. But especially women, yes, suffer a lot because they were beautiful. Look at me now, I'm old, my body. Samsara is like this, it's ungrateful. It's not generous. No, it's ungrateful, you suffer. So don't bet on samsara. Don't put all your money on samsara. Put the money on Shiva in this casino, yes? Put the money on him. So you will be successful because that deity, because him, that deity is victorious. He's always victorious. That deity is from the scripture. So be with the victorious, not with the loser. So you have this huge ocean of samsara to cross. Yes, you have to cross it. There are two methods to do so, to cross the ocean, samsara, whatever ocean. Now the foolish method, the stupid method. Most people want to do this. You try to turn the ocean into solid ground for you to cross. For instance, by draining the water from it by means of zillions of pumps working at the same time. So you had to buy millions of pumps to remove the water from the ocean. This is a foolish method. This is, as a matter of fact, impossible, obviously, because there will be always a problem about where to move such a massive quantity of water. except you have another planet available with a long pipe connecting both planets somehow, yes, to move the water to another planet. This is a stupid method to cross the ocean, to remove all the water, with fishes included, all. So you can walk there and cross the ocean. Now the wise method, you get the boat. It's a good method. Eh? You get a boat or you get a plane or some other vehicle which is fit for crossing such a huge ocean. That's it. Finish. So you don't need to change all the world. You have to change yourself. This is the wise method. Likewise, it's impossible for a human being, especially if he's a limited individual, to turn the world into a real paradise. However, he can realize the self if he makes the right efforts and understands the instruction of a good guru. He can do it, but he cannot change the world. But he doesn't need it. For example, you are barefooted, yes? You want to cross a desert and you are barefooted. What is better, to cover the desert with leather or to get shoes? To get shoes. It's cheaper, easier than to cover the whole desert with leather, yes? Yes or not? So in the same way, it's more simple for you to realize the self than to change the world. So you will be happy. No. When he realizes Shiva, he also realizes that the world is his Shakti, is the Shakti of Shiva, and nothing else. From this realization on, he's totally free like the self and lives in a real paradise, wherever his physical body may be. This is difficult to understand while one lacks direct experience of the self. But once this happens, it's very easy to understand. Because when you have self-realization, when you are liberated, you live your real I is encapsulated. It's like in a capsule, isolated from the rest. So you can live everywhere and you live happy there. Possible to say this. So you can tell me, so Guruji, you can live happy in slums. Yes, but I don't want to live in slums. I prefer to live in front of Buckingham, not in the slums. Yes, you are not stupid. Even with your protective suit encapsulated, you realize anyway you want to go to a good place. You understand? There is no contradiction. But even if you live in a horrible place, you are happy there. Because your eye is not touched by mind and body. And if it's not touched by mind and body, it's not touched by the samsara. Cannot touch it. The real eye is much, 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 much more powerful than samsara. When you don't have a real eye, you see samsara and you fear. Yes? You fear even your boss. Samsara. You fear your sensei. I remember, I fear my sensei. Yes, I fear. You fear your sensei. You fear your guru. You fear everyone, yes? But when you have a real eye, you don't fear. Because your real eye is much, 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 much more powerful than samsara. I know this by practice. Nobody taught. You can defeat. You can vanquish. You can be victorious over samsara very easily. And think that before for you was a tremendous problem, now it's not a problem anymore. Do you understand? And you say that, and how it is possible? Before I was so worried about this, and now I feel nothing. This is a real lie. Because the real lie is much, 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 much more powerful than samsara. Shiva is more powerful than samsara. But you don't trust Shiva, you trust your crap. That's why you suffer. What is your crap? Your ego, the thing you have. What is ego? Robert, the guy with the first name. This is ego. Robert, Lucas, this guy. Doug Lucas? No, no, another Lucas. Not the cartoon. Lucas, Tamash, this is your problem. You grab this. You take refuge in him, so you suffer. You have to take refuge in Shiva, in him with capital letters. He's much, much, much more powerful than Samsara. But you don't trust him. You don't believe Guru. You believe your ego more than Guru. You tell me, no, no, I believe you. No. You believe ego more than Guru. If you believe Guru, you get realization very fast. You don't need to be years. No, you believe my words and finish. You get self-realization. But no, you trust your ego more. You trust your opinions more than the opinions of the Guru. That's why you suffer more. You delay to get liberation. This is why liberated people understand each other perfectly. Shiva and his Shakti are totally obvious realities to them. They cannot discuss with each other, liberated people, because to them it's obvious that Shiva and Shakti are here. On the other hand, the limited individuals are always debating and disagreeing with one another. All the time. It's typical in them. This is called Babel. Babel? Yes, Babel, yes. Babel Tower. You know the Babel Tower? In Russian, Vavilonskaya Vashya. Vashnia. In Spanish, Torre de Babel. In Portuguese, Torre de Babel, apparently the same. Torre, how is? Torre de Babel. Oh, what an accent. In Hungarian, Babel Tower. You know the story of Torre de Babel. The human wanted to build a tower so high to reach heaven, to reach God. So God was so angry with this arrogance by human, yes, to want to reach God like this, by materialistic method, yes, with the tower, that he made them confused, creating different languages. So all the workers in the tower couldn't understand each other. Yes, blah, 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 couldn't understand each other because different languages. So they couldn't build the tower. This is the story in the Bible, yeah, the story of the Babel Tower. In the same way, in this humankind, we cannot understand each other, not only because of the with F starting, F-U-C. You know this word? Well, this F languages, not because of these languages. We cannot understand each other even in the same language because we have different opinion for everything. So what is love? Love to me is something. To you is something else. To you is something else. To you is something else. Crazy. So we cannot speak about love because nobody understands each other. But when we say love of man number one, it's the instinctive love, the love of an animal. I understand this love. Yes, like an animal. Love of man number two. The love of a poet, the love of an artist, this kind of love. So more or less we can understand each other. But if we say love, no. What kind of love? Love of Jesus Christ is love of man number 8. Superior, higher than 7 even. How to understand this love? So Love of man number 8, the love of Jesus Christ. Oh, well, love of Jesus Christ. So we can understand each other. But you say love only, we cannot understand because for you is something, for me something else, and like this. The same with every word. This is Babel Tower. If this constant disagreeing be constructive, it would make some sense. By constructed, I mean leading to the truth. Okay, we have a discussion, but this discussion is leading to the truth. But if the act of disagreeing and debating all the time, polemica, we say in Spanish, polemica, all the time polemizando, or this act of disagreeing and debating adds more confusion to the already confused minds, then it's similar to the pest. It's like a sickness you don't want. All the time I disagree. No, you have to build something new, constructive, not only disagreeing. To begin thinking rightly, you must decide if you will go the foolish or the wise way regarding the self. If you think that Shiva is far from you or that he is the exclusive possession of someone, for example, the guru. The guru, I cannot because only the guru can. So you think like this? No, it's not working. I remember that in the past, with Muktananda, my guru, I saw that he has a bigger self than me. My self is smaller. I thought like this for many years. My self is smaller. His self is bigger than me. Or things like this. Or I cannot have the same spiritual experiences like him because he's greater than me all the time. So no, with this kind of thought, you go nowhere. Or you can think that he's to be realized in a remote galaxy. Yes, when you read some galaxy, like the scientists, they want to go to some galaxy. Yes, there they will be happy. There they will reach something different, etc. You are going the foolish way all the time. You're trying to do something with samsara to be happy. No. But you consider that the self is right here now and can be realized, you are going the wise way instead. This is to be wise. The self is here in me like me. I Mutananda say, yes, bow to yourself, knee to your own self, God lives in you like you. So when you follow this, you are going the wise way, the wise method. If Shiva is coming all the time like a Messiah, for example, the Messiah is coming, the Messiah, never coming the Messiah at the end, yes or no? Stupid. Shiva is here. It's not coming. It's here already. Without him, the body collapses immediately. So he's here. He's controlling, and at the same time, he's not controlling. His power is controlling. All the body. You know, all these fluids from the pancreas, from the gallbladder, from the stomach, from the liver, you know, these fluids moving, hormones. You know the mixture, exact mixture for you to be healthy. You know this? No idea. Doctors know only. Yes? But Shiva controls all the time this for us. So Shiva is here. There is some intelligence controlling all this. So Shiva is here and can be realized by a genuine spiritual aspirant. This is so obvious. This is good news. The bad news is that he must be pleased with you. It's a way to explain, yes, like he's a guy pleased with you. It's the way to explain. That is, he must be convinced that you are a genuine spiritual aspirant. This is just a way to explain the whole process because the whole process is superhuman. So how to explain? Of course, there is always limitation in the kingdom of words. Why is this so then? That is, why do you have to please him that way? Because his place is so. It's like this. He created this place and he put this rule. To get me, you have to please me. Okay. Anyway, I have no reason to give you something. He's mysterious. It's inconceivable. For example, Abhinavauta said in chapter 11 of Tantraloka that for liberation there is no reason. You don't need to do any action for liberation. If you want supernatural power, if you want to be the king of this world, if you want to be the king of heaven like Indra, etc., you need to do actions, to do ritual, to do special actions. But for liberation, you don't need to do any action. It's only him, yes, all of a sudden doing this. It's just tick, finished. So you wait only. You do nothing. This is the path of the wisest one. The wisest ones. The path. They do nothing. They wait. Someday, Shiva, without any reason, gives you the. This is the real way. But people don't understand this. You understand this? You do nothing. Because if you do something or you do nothing, it's the same. Because liberation has no requirement. But you have to be really passive. Not like, okay, I'm waiting. Hey, it's not coming, it's not coming, it's not coming. No, you have to be really patient for years, man. One day, maybe the day before you die, yes, he says, okay. Oh, like this, yes. Oh, look at him, liberation. He's like this. Other guy can be years and years meditating, doing mantras, blah, 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 blah. He does nothing. No. Supernatural powers, maybe. No, liberation, no. He's like this. That's why it's impossible to understand. But to explain his movement, his ways, you have to make him a little human, yes, for you to understand something. For example, he's pleased with you, he's not pleased with you, something like that. So you understand. And because you cannot do action without any reason, it's impossible for you to do action without any reason. It's impossible to tolerate to live like this your whole life. That any action you do has no liberation like the fruit. You can't tolerate this. You meditate, but liberation is not the fruit of meditation. No, you meditate only because you are happy meditate. You can do this for years and years without fruit, only for love of meditation. Humans are not like this. Humans eat some fruits. They cannot tolerate to be without fruits. That's why we explain like this. When he's pleased with you, he will give you. So you have to please him. So you do action to please him. You understand? In order to keep your mind sane, not insane, the opposite. Or you go insane. People say, no, I won't go insane. Yes, you will go insane. There is this program. How is the program? Big Brother. Big Brother, yes, that people are inside the house, isolated from the rest, and some of them go insane because of this little pressure. Imagine your pressure to live your whole life doing action without any fruit. Die. Intolerable. You work, but not for salary. You work only because you are happy working. You can do this. Like this. And you meditate because you are happy. You chant a mantra because you are happy. If you have this wisdom to do your whole life like this, you are already liberated. That's why, because human cannot tolerate a real state of liberation before liberation, they are giving this teaching about to please the God, not to please God. But God in himself is inconceivable, is completely superhuman. So, but the real truth is that he will give you something when he wants, and you have to accept. 2010, he gave me something. Next, he told, okay, enough. He gave me nothing. 2011, he gave me something else. 1 year later, hey, Guru Hood, hey, you, Guru Hood, what? Guru Hood, you are Guru. All of a sudden, like this, it's, well, Guru, okay, I'm Guru. Um, things like that. How to be Guru? I thought of that. To be Guru, how? What is to be Guru? So crazy. My Guru was Muktananda, not me. Next, yes, write scriptures. Write scripture, impossible. Only sages write scripture. You understand how crazy he is? Come on, move. I start to do it. Move, move, move. Now I write like nothing now. But at that time, my God, I'm heresy, heretic. No, writing scriptures. Only Abhinavagupta, not me. So all is like this. He's like this. Move, move, move. So one day Robert liberated. Next, Guru, hey, you, something like this. Or myself, I will tell him, you, now you are Guru. Right? What? It's all like superhuman. He did nothing for this. It's only his gift because he wants it. Or Lucas is in the middle of carnival, they are carnival in Rio de Janeiro, you're dancing there, all of a sudden, you, who? Dancing there, Guru. It's crazy. So he had to leave all the costumes behind and be Guru. We say this, nobody knows his ways, Mister. Mister. He watches. All of a sudden, grabs someone. You grabs. For example, I grabbed the little baby. The two babies. You. Why me? Nobody knows. You. So you are little baby of the Guru, yes? Why I'm little baby of the Guru? It's like this. He likes the little baby. But nobody knows why. Because she did nothing special to be little baby of the Guru. Nothing special. But nobody knows. The Guru was watching and he said, you. I remember when I was with the Swami, when I was rookie, completely rookie, at the first year of 1983, 40 years ago. I was there, yes, knowing nothing. Imagine, in front of the Swami with other people there. And the Swami, this is Shiva. You, me, you will give the meditation instructions to people. Like this. It's what? I know nothing about anything. And so he gave me the instruction how to repeat, and I had to repeat this to people. Yes, well, all is like this. You will do it. The same with Trika. My acharya told me, you will teach Trika. It's not that I say, I will teach Trika from now on, look at me and so great. No, no. You are told by your acharya or by the Shiva inside to do something. Teach Trika and Sanskrit. You have to do it. You do it. And I have to do it. My acharya did a special arati in front of me with a tray with lights and perfumes. Oh, like this, yes, and do it. Learning Trika, learning Sanskrit. It's all like this, his ways. His ways. Sometimes you can predict something, maybe, yes, when you know his ways. Or sometimes no, you cannot predict. No. What's happening now? For what? For what my little baby is my little baby? For what? What's the use? There is something. but nobody knows the mystery. Do you understand me? The soul lady is a mystery. Shocked. Or dislike you. Sometimes he dislikes you. Muktananda happened this with Bhagavan Nityananda. For 13 years, Bhagavan Nityananda, the guru of my guru, disliked my guru. Dislike her. Hey, you come. So Muktananda came. No, not you, the other guy. All the time like this, yes, despising him, despising. Or telling him, look at this guy, so arrogant in front of all people. Yes. He's saying that because he's a Swami, a monk, yes, he's special. He's not special at all. Like this in front of people. All the time, Shiva dislikes him. The guru is Shiva. You know that the guru is Shiva. Bhairava is the guru. And all the time, it's a mystery. Why? Because it's his way. And nobody can understand it. For example, I'm married. Yes, I have a wife. Why I need a little baby? Because I need a little baby. Shiva is like this. And I have 2 little babies. Shiva is like this. And nobody understands why. Why a little baby? He say, why the little baby? No, I have my little baby. And nobody knows. What will happen in the future? Nobody knows. Maybe I will grab a scripture and I will pass to the little baby only this scripture to her. Nobody else can have this scripture. Nobody knows. It's a mystery. All this, even myself, I don't know. Even Gabriel doesn't know. It's hidden from him. Only Shiva, myself, my real life knows in his depths. But all is like this, mystery. Why is like this? Because he has no mind. That's why you cannot predict what he will do. Do not try to understand his reasons now, because I'm writing for the normal reader, yes, of this book. Just listen to my instruction. To please him usually takes a long time. Usually. Sometimes no. It's all of a sudden. Therefore, do not lose all your hopes at the least obstacle. If you're a person losing all the hopes, his hopes, at the least obstacle, forget it about yoga. Yes. Yoga is a marathon in general. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So wins the guy with more resistance. Just keep making efforts in the right direction, and someday he will decide to set you free out of his free will. Nobody knows when that will happen anyway. He's always very mysterious. Like the guru, my guru with my guru, Bhagavan Nityananda with Muktananda. One day he told him, don't eat mangoes, these fruits, yes, sweet fruits. And he lived in his house, in his hut. Muktananda had a mango tree. He could enjoy every day. But Nityananda told him, don't eat mangoes. But he never revealed the reason. So Muktananda didn't eat mangoes. One day, years later, Bhagavan Nityananda told Muktananda, now you can eat mangoes. And nobody knew why. Not even Muktananda. Why? Nobody knows. It's a mystery. Maybe some mango with poison. Nobody knows. Why? Maybe a mango would kill Muktananda. He did what the guru told him. Shiva. That's why to follow the instruction of the guru of Shiva is the key to success. Even if you think that they are wrong instructions, or they are stupid or nonsense. For example, when the guru tells you repeat this mantra, you think, oh, spiritual instruction is very good for liberation, this mantra, look at me. But the guru tells you, now you don't need more bananas. Something like this is stupid. Yes, you say, why? Why this? And all of a sudden you get liberation doing this. Yes, not eating bananas. One day he will tell you, eat bananas. And you are liberated already. But you cannot understand this. It's superhuman. In the same way, there is a story, long story about a disciple and a guru traveling through a forest, yes? All of a sudden, there was a tocón, a Spanish tocón, I don't know in English. They met a tocón there. Tocón. In English, tocón is, no, tree stump. They met a tree stump. You know, this, when they cut the tree, only the roots, a little portion of the tree is left. Yes, this is called in Spanish tocón. And in English, tree stump. So they made a place like this. So they sit each other, they sit each other. They both together, they sit on this tocón, a big tree. They sit there. And the guru all of a sudden said to the disciple, wait for me here. And he left. And the disciple was waiting there and waiting and waiting, and days, weeks, months, years. And all the gods came to him and goddesses. And he got liberation waiting there. One day the guru returned after 15 or 16 years, and he found the disciple completely liberated. Why? Because he obeyed the guru. So to follow the instruction of the guru is the key to success. You understand? It's a real story in scriptures. I taught you that spiritual ignorance consists of ignorance about the self, Paurusha Jnana, and intellectual ignorance, Bauddha Jnana. The Parabhairava scriptures are very important because they prevent the spiritual aspirant from going crazy, from start to think stupidities in his mind. That God is dead, stupidity like this. You know, some people say that God is dead. Oh, really? So how you are alive? You are, God is. If you are, God is. If you exist, God exists. Simple like this. What is that God is dead? Some people say that God is dead. I saw this many times. God is dead. That's why the world is so terrible, because God is dead. What kind of thought is this? Serious thought? No, it's a stupid thought. But they live their entire life with this thought, that God is dead. That's why the world is so bad. The presence of the scriptures is crucial in self-realization. In fact, self-realization will happen, as it were, in front of the scriptures themselves. In my case, it happens in front of Shiva Sutras. I had Shiva Sutras, and I got liberation in front of Shiva Sutras. To understand this, like a comma here. To understand this, you must possess more self-experience, more higher states you need to know. Because you will realize that your experiences are associated with the presence of scriptures in front of you. Website, scripture in the website, or books, or whatever. You will notice that you have more experience when you have scripture in front of you. Why? Because scriptures are a source of grace for you. Shiva is hidden there. Meanwhile, keep this truth in mind. The great treatises, the great scriptures, are absolutely necessary. They will confirm your own spiritual experiences. Without them, the experiences of the self would look like a dream or hallucinations to you. You have a spiritual experience and you will come out of this experience and you will say, oh well, what did I smoke? Yes, or something like this, because you don't have the support of the scriptures. So you will start to think some weeds, someone put weeds in my mouth. What happened with this? No. When you read scripture, you see the description of these experiences. So when you have it, this experience, you know. If not so, all this will be like a dream, like hallucinations, like to be high. Yes? So no. But when you read them in a scripture, the experiences, all those experiences will be understood in the right manner. And this will have a great effect on you. Moreover, the great scriptures will save you from going mad due to the changing nature of mind. The mind of a spiritual aspirant is moving to and fro, from here to there, all the time, to and fro, like in the rest of the people. If this mind is not rightly instructed, it will start to invent theories leading nowhere. In fact, in case a spiritual aspirant goes completely crazy due to his despair for living in bondage, his insane theories, which were conceived in a state of madness, could turn into a mad religion or something similar. Some spiritual aspirant without real guidance to get liberation can start to create a new theory. A lot of philosophies are like this. New creation by people, yes, that in their despair, in their, how is, a state of anxiety to get some answer to his doubt, to his problems, invent some theories. For example, that God is dead, that God is bad, or whatever. Theories. Many philosophers are like this in this world. In consequence of which, there will be more spiritual aspirants going the wrong way due to the presence of those wrong theories. You might think that I'm joking or maybe exaggerating, but I'm speaking seriously in spite of my way of expressing my teachings. If you read about the story of human religions, you will become aware of why I'm speaking like that. Most human religions are craziness. You know this is. It's a crazy invention by humans. Very far from the origin. Very far. When you see Christian religions, for example, they are very far from Jesus Christ, the origin. About to be humble, to be to be loving all the time, compassionate. They are very, very, very far. What happened? Crazy theories, adaptations. They grab it's like I grab the teachings of Trika and start to create my own system, all wrong. That Shiva meant this, meant that, but Shiva meant nothing of this. You understand? It's very, very usual. All in all, the presence of the great treatises is always necessary because they contain the truth. This truth will keep your changing mind at bay. Besides, the presence of a genuine guru who can understand and explain such scriptures to you is also necessary. A true spiritual teacher is someone whose mind is always at bay and never goes the crazy way. But he's not inert like a rock. He feels pleasure and pain like the rest of human beings, but he's not vanquished by those experiences. Namely, he's able to keep his sanity in the middle of madness. He will never say, oh, I have a bad life, so God is dead. No, I have a bad life, but God is here anyway. Has no relationship to my life, the presence of God. He all the time keeps his sanity in the middle of this madness. He's like a firm pillar of wisdom to all spiritual aspirants who are desirous of being released from bondage. Okay, for today is enough. Page 62 page. I will continue this dissertation in my next satsanga. For today is enough. Om Namah Shivaya.